super.
Oh, bye M left lobby.
Controversial, I would say.
No, he did not.
But yeah,
He
I'm
probably
hyped for
did
this
play.
season.
Yeah,
Right?
just
Yeah.
AFK.
Yeah,
But yeah, I mean,
M,
like,
M, are you there? M.
It's me.
yeah, hang on.
Weather
Check
check.
it.
Oh, start. Oh, there's gonna be
what?
rain, Charlie.
What? Huh?
Okay, give me a sec.
What?
Delph, I'll be going out in a bit.
You were AFK.
But yeah,
didn't
just
choose
give me
your
a
tires
sec.
just now.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, bad habit, and we're gonna reprimand you for that.
What?
For the name the lobby. Always.
Might be rain in Q3
Yep.
or
Again.
not.
Could be. Looks like it's mixed. Alright, let's go out. Cycle.
You've been hit by. You've been hit by.
Roman Grosjean.
Roman.
Gordon.
Romance Grosjean.
Euro beat Daniel Kvyat.
Roman. Why not Italian?
Romain.
Okay, okay, back. Okay, how's the weather conditions? Oh my god, okay. Alright.
Wow.
Release the
I'll
FIA
screw it, I'll
report.
go out. Okay, so to the newcomers who hasn't had experience in whatever we're gonna do, y'all have to stay in the pits for now. Like I said, just watch either Dalvin or I, spectate either Dalvin or I in the what was it? In that monitor that you have in front of you, I guess.
In the pits.
Yep, in the pits. Okay, you can go out after the briefing is over, pretty much. Just to do like 2 or 3 laps.
2.
Yeah, 2 laps. Just to do 2 laps, just to check your equipment, in case if it's broken or something.
Alright. Let's go. Catch up. I'll start speaking.
Yeah, I'm trying to catch
Right.
up on stock setup. Alright. Oh my god.
Alright, so guys, yeah, welcome once again. So, yeah, let's hope this week is a bit cleaner than last week because we had plenty of incidents and
The first
just a
mega
note
thread.
from the stewards and FIA as well. Always make sure you read the rules and understand what's written in there, what's not written in there, how to race, what not to race, and okay. So the point of giving out penalties and whatnot is not to discourage you of anything. It's to give us a soft reminder in a way that what we did on track might have been not on the friendly side, not correct in terms of the rules and racing etiquette in real life as well. So of course we hope everyone will improve from time to time, and we have been seeing the improvement from start of season, and hopefully things get nicer from here as well. And today we are in Silverstone, so we still have ghosting off this season, which means when you are facing blue flags, you will have to make way for the leader. And let's say I'm the leader, I'm the lap car and Cycle's the lead car coming, right? So maybe into this section, right, if you want to give way, best way is to pull over to the right, like I'm doing here, or you can pull over to the right before the braking zone, and then go around the outside. Make sure y'all are giving space to each other so that the blue flag overtake can be done. On the exit here, I'd say it's better to go on the straight and then give way. But if you want to give early, you can just brake on the left side. Not brake, just lift off, so they are not endangering the others. Again, after that, it comes this little hairpin section-ish. I don't know what's the name. You can stay on the outside.
Sorry.
Interesting lines.
You better not give me a 5-place penalty there.
Safety briefing.
Alright. Yeah. Here
Apologies.
on this loop here, also it's a bit difficult to let through, but after the loop, it's the old pit straight. You can pull over to the left to let someone through, and then if you're already at the straight, you can pull over to the right, like here, like Psycho is doing. Then I can just pass like normal. And then before maggots and backets, again you have to choose whether you want to go left or right. Go early, and then let the other person through. And then into maggots and backets, I don't expect anyone to be crazily move out of the way. But if you do want to do, you can move around the edges until the car is gone. But if there's 4 or 5 cars coming to lap you at the same time, it's safer to let them through on the pit straight, right? So not pit straight, the hanger straight. It's pretty long. You can pull over to the right, and and then say I'm lapping someone, I can just continue racing, and then once you have overtaken, you can continue racing. So let's say here I will let someone through, I can pull over to the left, cycle can go over the outside. If you're going to pit, when someone is coming to lap you, if you're going to pit, you can always just pull over to the right straight away so that there's no confusion by both cars. Here as well, this small section here, pretty difficult to let through. Ideally, you want to let through on the straight. Otherwise, if you can coordinate before the straight, make sure you are doing it safely without endangering the car that is coming, and also not endangering the car that you're overtaking. Alright, so both drivers have to take responsibility in that sense. That should be it for blue flag situation. Pretty standard stuff, I guess, since you've been doing this for half a season now. You will have like about 5 corners before the game gives you a penalty for not letting someone through during blue flags. So if you do get blue flags, it's always advised to let the other person through at the earliest convenience. Let's say I get halfway down the straight here, I can just slow down, let the car through, because you only get blue flags when someone is 1.2 seconds behind you, right? So it's not like you're 5 seconds ahead and you get blue flag, but when the lead car is coming behind you, they're within 1.2 seconds on track, that's where you get blue flag. So let's say I get blue flags like maybe midway down the straight, right? Let's say I get it, say here, I don't really have to slow down here, I can take the corner like normal, and then on the exit I can just pull over to the left, and then the other car can go through from the right side. Okay, and then let's say I get it somewhere like in the middle of maggots and backwards. Obviously, it's very dangerous to let someone through if I want to do this. Car behind might not react in time, right? So safer way is to just go through this sequence of corners, and then you pull over to the right or the left, and then let the other car through. Okay, and also if you're letting someone through, is either you don't spam your ARS, otherwise the overtake that needs to be done by the other person will be difficult. Sometimes they do, just tend to not use their battery while they are lapping. So just speaking from experience, right? So that's a handy tip for both drivers as well. And yeah, that should be it. Any questions about blue flags in the chat? Anyone would like to ask in the voice chat?
Please feel free to ask, right?
Alright, I'm guessing no. Then we'll move on to the next one, which is track limit. So here, very easy to run wide. I missed this section. Let me just start from this part. I'll come back to the start finish straight later. So, if you do get tapped wide by someone, you're battling someone, you go wide, and then you want to come back and challenge the position, yeah, it's okay. As long as you're rejoining safely and you're not trying to push the person out of the track. You can, of course, sometimes you tend to leave a bit of a gap. Make sure you're leaving at least, like what I'm doing here is probably enough for one car to stay around the outside. And then on the left side also there's enough space. So let's say you're going side by side here as well. Make sure to leave enough space. Don't force the other person out. If you get forced wide, don't need to raise your temper and try to be angry on track. Just chill, then continue racing. If it gets excessive, you can report it to the stewards at the end of the race, alright? And then we will look at it if there was like a fair move or not by the other person. Here as well, if you run wide, if you run very wide, like off the track, sometimes it doesn't give you a warning. But if someone is chasing you or you're chasing someone, and you run that wide and gain advantage or retain your time, that's always going to be a warning in post race. If you already receive a warning in the game, then that's in post race there will not be any more warning if someone reports you. Coming to the end of the hanger straight here on the exit of this straight. Also another corner where it's common to go side by side. Always leave space. If you get pushed wide by someone let's say taps me and I go wide and I get a warning as a result of that, I can appeal that in the post race. I can tell stewards, hey, I got pushed wide here, I would like this warning to be removed. So we'll tell you how to do that as well. Here as well, a lot of corners in Silverstone you can go side by side and someone may push you off. So if you do get a warning, you can appeal for those. If you run wide on your own, let's say you're just chilling, driving, let's say, and I sneeze and then I cut the corner. Yeah, that's driver error, right? Okay. So it happens, but if it's unprovoked, as in like what I mean by unprovoked is that means there's no battle, someone didn't push you off, then you can appeal for the unprovoked. That means no one forced you to run wide, you ran wide on your own,
No
so
one
you cannot
but
appeal
me.
that. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty much it for track limits here. And be careful as well on your outlaps. If you again, another thing we highlighted in the previous race incidents, and also it's in the rules, guys. Make sure you read it. Do not cut any part of the track on your in lap or out lap. Otherwise, that would be a reprimand in post race. So let's say if you're running wide, let's say here, staying outside to give way to someone is coming, that's okay. All right, and then let's say you run wide here, you want to cut this section to stay wide so that you're giving way to the person that's right behind you, that's okay. But let's say you decide to do something funny like I just want to cut the whole maggots and buckets section like this. Yeah, that will not be allowed, alright? So because one thing, you never know if there's another car coming, but the other thing is you're just risking yourself of crashing out. If you don't crash out, that's good, but if there's someone there on the track, that may cause an incident during qualifying usually. If you impede someone, that's also a penalty, right? So that's about it. Pit entry, remember, this is the pit entry line. If you cross this triangle section here, that's considered cutting the pit lane entry. That will be reviewed as a 5-second penalty in post race if someone reports you. Could be anyone, could be the stewards reporting it, they spotted it during investigation of other incidents. And same thing for pit exit. Pit exit as well, although it's a bit tricky when you're leaving the pits, the lines are pretty clear there, right? That's the line here. Yeah, so you can see the line that's coming out of the pit lane. So you have to stay like within here. You cannot cut around, alright? If you touch, sometimes the game gives you a warning, sometimes there are a 5-second penalty. If you cut and you get a warning or penalty, that will not be removed. If you do that without getting a warning or penalty, if it's a warning, someone reports it, it can be given as a full 5-second penalty. Otherwise, you're lucky that no one reported you, alright? So of course, try to keep it clean so that you don't give a reason to anyone to report you and affect your positions at the end of the day. That should be good to go. Alright, anything else? Zinoop has a question. Will we be giving penalty for people who take out the pit lane limiter? If you do it on purpose, yes, we will look at it at the end of the race.
That includes brake markers.
Brake markers as well, yes. Intentionally breaking them is definitely not allowed. We've had that in the past and we've penalized that person accordingly. And we know that person, but he's not here anymore.
Yep,
Okay?
thankfully.
But say it like this, right? You have space here. There's no reason for you to run wide and destroy the meter boards there, right? If you do that intentionally or unintentionally, let's say during an out lap or hot lap maybe it's forgivable because you may run one, but either way, try not to break it, right? And if we feel
Unless
that
if you get swiped, that's a different story.
yeah, unless you get swiped, you get knocked out, then it's different. But if you do it intentionally, then the stewards will look at that as intentional griefing kind of thing, and it definitely will carry some penalty in post race, right? Yeah, that as well. And any penalties that you want to appeal, you can appeal to the stewards at the end of the race. But yeah, everything else.
After the verdict is out, I
It's
guess.
pretty quiet out on track. We should consider getting out.
Bill, I think I'll go with the normal format if everything's okay. Last week we had to kind of do that mega thread because it was kind of too many incidents that going on during the race, midway through the race as well. So we just collected all the things and then we give preliminary results. If things are much better this week, then only drivers that are involved will be reporting instead of the stewards. So yep, should be it.
Checks
If you're being
complete.
lapped by multiple
All personnel
cars,
be aware, we have a
forward
car
down the
leaving.
straight, what do? Stay out of the way. That's the best thing you can do. Or if you're pitting, then you're lucky you can just dive into the pits. Yeah. The main thing is give way as soon as possible. So let's say you're halfway down the straight and they are right behind you about 1 second, right? That's where you start to get reflex, right? If you see 4 of them in a train, probably you wanna let go the whole train one shot, right? Go off track maybe if you have to. Otherwise, try to stay on track. Yeah. off
Don't
track
cut
if you
back
really need
onto
to.
the track.
Say again?
But don't cut back onto the track.
Yeah, don't come back onto the track dangerously. If it's clear, then you can come back, alright? Oh, then going side by side, yeah, then you have to really be careful about this. To say your midway down the straight, behind you there's 3 cars going side by side, 3 wide maybe. Maybe you can consider going off track to let them through, but be careful when you're off track as well. That's the advice we can give. Alright, if you're done, everyone can just go out, just test your equipment for 1 or 2 minutes, and please come back in immediately, and we'll proceed to qualify. And we have individual team voice chat. You can jump in there, you can jump into other groups with your friends. And while after qualifying is over, we will be on the grid, right? Well, you're loading your formation. Before the formation, you'll be loading your strategy, your crew, and whatnot. Wait for 2 minutes before myself, Psycho, or Posty starts the countdown. So the 2 minutes message will be given in the Steam chat. If someone starts early, that's going to be a 10-second and 10-second penalty and 2 penalty points given at the end of the